Hello, ID60. We are back. So you have watched the videos, you have taken your quiz, and now you're on to the assignment. So hopefully this is fun. We're going to be styling some bookcases or, not both, some tabletops. So what I'm hoping that you're going to gain from this is you're going to be able to apply the principles of scale, height, symmetry, asymmetry to create balanced compositions. You're going to style bookcases and tables using the rules of three, or like my new sort of invention, the triangle rule, so that you're varying the height, the texture, the shape, and you're being very intentional with your negative space. So once you've done that and you have these beautiful vignettes, you're also going to prep them and make sure they're perfect. And you're going to take photographs of them and you're going to make sure that you've composed them effectively and you're going to be paying attention to detail. So this is what you're going to do. So again, you're only doing one or the other. You don't have to do a bookcase and the tabletop. You're choosing which one you want. So for both, you're going to select a context of your choice. So either it's a residential setting, it's a stage for sale, or it's a short-term rental. You choose. Okay, you're just going to let me know which one you chose. And so when I say bookcase, I'm referring to maybe you're doing either 2 or 3 shelves. So you are required, as we are looking at the directions, to do 3 distinct shelf vignettes. So it's up to you. If you're doing a bookcase, you can have 1 vignette on the top shelf, 2 vignettes on the bottom, or vice versa, or you could have 3 shelves. Up to you. Or you could just do 1 shelf and all 3 of those vignettes could be like on a long shelf and you're composing them still so that they're working together. So you must have 3 distinct shelf vignettes. Either they're on a shelf, meaning they're all on one, or you're using a bookcase where you have broken your 3 vignettes up either on 2 or 3 shelves. That part is up to you. So I do want you to keep this budget friendly. Hopefully you have stuff laying around that you'll be able to use. Actually, I know you do because anything works, right? So you guys are all students, so I'm sure you have a lot of books. If you have kids, I mean, toys work, pictures. So there's a lot of things that you can use to start to compose this. Flowers that you go pick from outside might be great in a glass. So you have to just be creative with what you're styling with. But please don't go out and spend a lot of money on accessories and things like that. Just use what's laying around in your house. So make sure you're applying lecture notes. So you're using the rule of 3, the triangle rule for each vignette, or it could be, like as a full bookshelf. Maybe that triangle happens within the 3 vignettes and somehow they connect using that triangle rule. Make sure they're varying in height, shape, texture. Remember, books can go horizontal and vertical. You could layer pieces of art. You can even actually layer books so books are facing out. And you need to make sure that you're looking at your negative space, right? So we're also not just designing the vignettes, but we're looking at the space around it. So that's option 1, either bookcase or shelf, creating 3 vignettes. Okay, so make sure you're doing 3. If you decide to go with the tabletop, because it's one or the other, then again, you're going to choose the context of your choice. Are you going to do residential? Are you going to do staging? Or are you going to do short-term rental? And then you're going to select 3 of the types of tables. So coffee table, dining table, side table, nightstand. And you're going to select 3 of the 4 and you're going to stage them. Again, keep it budget friendly. Use things that you already have. Just be more purposeful in arranging things so that it correlates with all of the new design terms and strategies that we've learned. So everything else is basically the same. So you're following the same principles, the triangle, the rules of three, the height variating, not a word, the height variation, the shape variation, texture, all of those things. Okay. So you're basically, if you're deciding to do tabletop, you're doing the exact same thing as the bookshelf, except you are creating 3 vignettes on 3 different types of tables, and you're choosing from that list of 4. Okay. Um, so after you have done that, you are going to do a little mini photo shoot for yourself. So whether you did the bookshelf, whether you did the table, you are going to take pictures, and again, using the best possible light. If you can get those great peak hours, that would be great. If not, you can sort of bring in some other lighting just to make sure all of your vignettes look super special and sparkly. You're going to take 6 photos minimally. You could take more, but minimally you're going to take 6 photos showing your vignette. You're going to get it at different angles. Maybe some of them you pull back, maybe some of them you zoom in. But I want to see at least 2 from each vignette so that I'm getting a scope. But if you're doing the bookcase, I may have some that are, pulled out, some that are closer. Same with the tables. So you're getting a variety of pictures, at least 6. And then with each one of those pictures, you're just going to give me a little brief bullet about the principle that's used there. And, like maybe one you tell me about the texture, another you tell me about the height, whatever the case may be. And it can either be written under the picture or, at the bottom of the picture, as long as I can read it. And then once you've done that, you're going to pick the photo that you like the best, the one that's your strongest image, and you're going to put that one at the bottom of the page, just larger. So I know that's the money shot, right? That's the one that turned out really great. So you want to make sure that all of your photos are your styling, that you're not using any Photoshop or AI generated images. You're going to pay attention to lighting, reflection, composition, consistency across your images. So you don't want images that are poor quality and then some are high quality. Make sure they're all staying at a really nice quality. And then you're going to ensure your styling reflects the intended context, right? So if you chose a staged for sale and you show me baby pictures, I'm gonna be like, I don't know if that's the right staging prompt for that scenario. So make sure you stay in context. So when you submit your assignment, you are going to submit into Canvas a PDF or a JPEG. Then you're also going to submit into Concept Board. There isn't a discussion this time, but if you want to go over and just look at what everybody did and comment, you're more than welcome to do that, but there's no formal discussion. And like always, I gave you a suggested format. You guys are all PowerPoint experts now, I see. So you don't have to use this format. Like if there's some images that really need to be longer, as opposed to square, you're more than welcome to modify this format if you need to. But if you want to stick with my format, I gave you a PowerPoint template. If you don't remember how to edit it, I linked the video from the demo from assignment 2 here, which shows you how to edit my template. But this is basically the format. So I have the smaller images here, and again, they may not be square. They may end up being different sizes, but the goal is to have the 3 sort of test photos at the top. I should say 6 test photos at the top, and then your larger photo, the ones that is the money shot, is larger at the bottom. So that is it. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope you have fun with this assignment. If for some reason you don't have a bookshelf or tables that you can style, please call me, let me know. We'll see what we can do, work something out. All right, have fun.